Previously on Dual Spirit Adventures, you saw a lot of adventure bikes, you saw an old boat, you saw some jumping dolphins, then an airplane took off, an old diesel engine, some spectacular scenery, and then finally the bikes were loaded off the boat, and just like that I was in South America. To be precise, Cartagena, Colombia. So Colombia, first thoughts. It was not any different from Central America. Traffic was intense getting to downtown Cartagena, which also had a lot of European tourists. It was the day before the New Year's Eve, and I was surprised as to why all the shops and restaurants were closed. Maybe they didn't want the business. It was a pretty cool little town though. Very vibrant and colorful, and I must add it was pretty crowded. Colonial times, Cartagena was the main port of export of Peruvian silver into Spain. Naturally, there is an abundance of colonial architecture, and Colombians were super Catholic. The fortress built by the Spanish Empire to fend off pirates is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Spent the New Year's Eve on one of the smaller beaches. It was a carnival around us. Me and Greg, the biker from New Zealand, decided to leave Cartagena the following day. Crowded places are not for me. Coming from India, I'm aware of the irony here. So the following day, Greg and I left Cartagena. Yes guys, this is Cartagena. Not Miami, but in Colombia. Anyway, instead of going south, we decided to head north for a bit, riding through Barranquilla and getting to Santa Marta. Barranquilla rode by, just another city we didn't dare enter. I wanted to grab a few drone shots on this bridge over the bay, but there was terrible crosswinds. Forget a drone, I was barely able to keep the bike upright. The bridge was pretty cool though. Just a reminder again, this is real Colombia, not the narco capital the media portrays. Unless this bridge was built off of drug money, but I highly doubt it. I was starting to feel a little homesick. Then there were Chevys holding up traffic, which quickly reminded me of Michigan. Anyway, Greg and I finally started our journey south, keeping the beautiful mountain ranges to the west of us. We were told Colombian highway tolls were high. I guess that's what high in highway stands for, high tolls. But being on a motorcycle, you could just ride around and not pay it. Then there was this bridge. So the authorities have built this bridge keeping two-way traffic in mind. Then they decided to overlay a railway track without widening the bridge. Result of that? Reduced space for two-way traffic, and cars ended up driving over the curb. We were flying through the twisting mountain roads Colombia had to offer. They had done a great job maintaining these roads, and we physically saw them do maintenance. However, there is one downside of such single-lane mountain roads: getting stuck behind traffic. I'm pretty sure this pickup driver shat himself as he came around that corner. And all the adjustments this bus driver had to make. I had enough of it. This guy had the right idea, and I squeezed past the semi. We were now in Medellin, Pablo Escobar's home turf. This city has come a long way from being the drug capital of the world to a modern cosmopolitan city. Cosmopolitan city with cosmopolitan city problems. This accident happened right before my eyes. The downed rider was actually riding on the other side of the road, hit the median, flipped and fell over to oncoming traffic. Luckily, he was not run over, but there were screams and cries all over. I desperately wanted to help them, but there was nothing I could do. a reality check of dangers involved on the road. In Medellin, I stayed with Julian and family. Such a lovely nuclear family. They had their house up in the mountains. They served us delicious food, taught us some Spanish, and let us stay for free. I took this opportunity to do some maintenance on the bike, did an oil change and some chain maintenance. And I had a rather cute helper. And the Triumph supply tool to undo the rear wheel nut sheared off completely. What the hell, Triumph? While I was chatting with the local, he brought up a rather interesting point.
So here it is, a Bajaj Boxer. I'm sure you all recognize this brand. 100cc. And listen to what the Colombians have to say about Bajaj Boxer.
The Boxer is only gas and only oil and forever.
Keeps going. You hear that? Just oil and gas, that's all it needs, and it keeps going. Yeah, take that, Royal Enfield.
Eso, gente del mundo entero, bienvenidos a Caldas a Terrazas. Vamos a pisar barro todo enero y febrero. Los esperamos.
Whatever that means.
Julian had an interesting project going on in his property. He was building this B&B just using mud, bamboo, and recycled bottles. Since they let us stay in their house for free, we wanted to return some favor. We decided to lend a hand and got involved in some mudslinging operations. After that, we went on to explore Medellin. You see, the city of Medellin is on a river valley with mountains on either side. The city has grown out of the valley and into the mountains, and the only way to provide public transport to the mountain tops is by making use of cable cars. Top of the mountain, Medellin was a sight to behold. The positive energy this city gives out was unlike any other city I had been to. After the day's exploration, we were back at Julian's and they had a birthday party going on, where I got a chance to chat with some locals. We experienced the kindness from the Latin Americans all over, but the Colombians take it to a whole new level. I was already in love with this country. Since Julian and family were such lovely hosts, I returned the favor with some aerial shots. What a beautiful place to live in. Couldn't thank them enough for their hospitality. You guys were great. Sadly, it was time to move out of Medellin. The place was certainly as interesting as this path is here. It was unlike any show or media that says it is. There was constant interaction with nice people, like this guy here, for example. He stopped what he was doing to ask us what we were doing, then took a picture, gave us a hug, and wished us good luck for our travels. How cool was that? Anyway, we were trying to get to Cocora Valley, which clearly was a popular weekend destination for all the Colombians. The traffic backups were insane. Sitting in traffic is a good place to end episode 13, isn't it? Find out in the next episode our exploration of the beautiful Cocora Valley, and Colombians get even more nicer, if that was even possible. Stay tuned to DSA.